Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Ellen Crocker. She's with the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service and Forest Health Specialist there. Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning. So nice to see you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, I'm so glad you're here today because we're actually going to talk about something that's relatively new to the state of Kentucky, and that's Laurel Wilt.
Yes, Laurel Wilt disease of sassafras. It was first detected in Kentucky last summer, and it's killing sassafras in that area. It's an invasive disease, and while it's been present kind of further south along the coast, killing red bay laurel, this is a huge jump into our area, probably introduced on some contaminated material. We really don't know, but it was detected for the first time last summer, and right now it's in Todd, Christian, Logan counties, but probably further than that. So if you're seeing sassafras dying, we'd really like to know so we can have a better idea of where it is and what kind of damage it's causing. So if you see any symptoms of this, be sure to contact your county office or maybe the Kentucky Division of Forestry to report those. What you'd be looking for are initially sassafras that's looking like it's fall early. So kind of leaves changing color. Sassafras turns this beautiful bright red color in the fall, but of course if you see that early, in this case it could be laurel wilt. Another sign of laurel wilt would be if you chip kind of just under the bark, there's this really dark black streaky staining. Now that's the fungus in there, and what it's doing, the laurel wilt fungus, is it's basically cutting off the circulation of that tree. That's why you get some symptoms that kind of look like it's water stress, because that tree is dying from that fungus in the tree. We really don't want to be seeing this disease. It's another invasive. You think of all of the ones that we've had lately, from invasive plants, insects, diseases impacting our trees. Just another thing that's come in is really going to kill off a lot of sassafras.
And even though it's new to Kentucky, it's caused damage in several other states.
It has, and it's actually a big problem in avocado growing. So we don't have a lot of potential host species in Kentucky. The trees that it's on kind of further south where it was also introduced, they're not really here. The only two host plants in Kentucky would be sassafras and spicebush. Even though the name's laurel wilt, no need to worry about your mountain laurel. It won't impact them, but it is likely to kill sassafras and spicebush.
You know, when you mentioned those two trees, somebody might say, well, why is that important? What do those trees serve? But speaking with beekeepers, a lot of our beekeepers say that it's some of their first food sources for their bees.
Yeah, sassafras is one of the first things to bloom in the spring, or spicebush is. It's beautiful, really beautiful flowers. I love sassafras as a tree as well for the landscape setting. It's got beautiful fall color. And just in general, I think this is another example of invasives coming in and changing our forests and woodlands. I think a lot of people hear about this and they're like, well, you know, neither of those is a major economic species. It doesn't really matter. But if those species are gone, then what's going to take their place? Is it going to be trees that we want to see, or is it going to be invasive species, invasive plants that we really don't want in our woodlands?
And is there any prevention? Is there anything that we can do preventively to stop the spread?
Well, this is being spread by tiny, tiny little ambrosia beetles, red bay ambrosia beetles. And unfortunately, it's really hard to stop them. They are so tiny that you probably wouldn't notice them. But anything you can do to kind of stop moving contaminated material. So one thing I really think of and want to remind people of this summer is not moving firewood. So I know I love camping. I'm sure you do too. You know, getting some firewood, finding some dead wood and taking it with me to a campsite. This summer, especially if you're in that area, I'm not moving around sassafras that's dead, because even though you might think, oh, I'm just going to throw it in the campfire, no big deal, it could easily spread that disease. So I really encourage everyone not to move firewood very far this summer, especially because of laurel wilt, but other insects and diseases too.
All right. Well, all good information to keep in mind. We certainly don't want to spread anything that could be detrimental to any of our forests. So, Ellen, I certainly appreciate you visiting with us today. And if you have any questions about forest health, you can certainly contact your local extension office. And we don't know, we can certainly call Dr. Crocker. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a great day.